Konami released two very interesting decks in this video. I'm going to explain both of them. This is Raise Moon and Zenovator. There's more than meets the eye for both of them, especially for Raise Moon, if you know what I'm saying. So let's begin. We're going to explain each of them, and there's a lot of nuances on the deck that you guys might not be familiar with, and there's absolutely one card for each of them that are so utterly broken that I feel that it just ruins the whole aspect of the deck. Now, I'll tell you one thing I despise in deck building, everyone. It's when you have 35 or 37 cards in your deck that's kind of like, you know, decent, and then you have 3 cards that are so utterly broken that it just ruins the game. It's too much gambling, and like, I hope I get lucky.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it.
And I hate that in Yu-Gi-Oh, but you know what? It is what it is. So I'll explain both of them so you guys are aware of what's to come. Are these as good as Toon? No. But at least it offers you guys a new cool aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh. They both have interesting aspects where this deck, Zenovator, no relation, you know, Zeno, King Zeno, you know, like the person that Goku could absolutely obliterate, because everyone knows that Goku is the strongest character in all the anime and would whoop the shit out of the whole Naruto universe combined, just in case you guys are wondering. And also, if you guys are wondering, yes, I am Goku, just in case you were wondering. All right, let's go back to the, you know, Zenovator over here. So this aspect of this deck is that they want your card, they want you, when you play this deck,
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
you want your cards banished face down. So I'll explain why this is so bad, okay? So just read this, okay? If you control no monsters, special this card. If this card is normal or special, banish face down the top card of your deck. So it really wants cards banished face down. During your main phase, add 2 face down banished Zenovator monsters. So it basically wants your Zenovator cards banished face down, and then it triggers very well. If you have banished face down, Zenovator cards is very good. You guys wanna know why I hate this shit? Because I'm a Supreme Pro and you guys are a Supreme Bum. So it doesn't matter if you play this deck and I play Inzectors, I'll still destroy you. Unless you play on Supreme Pro sleeve, which you can get down below. But don't worry, if you're a Supreme Bum, I'll save you on my Metafly. However, let's get back to this. I'll tell you why. This by itself is not that much of a problem. You have to commit a lot to have enough banish face down cards. And the whole gist of the deck is not jizz, is you want the banish face down cards from your deck, and that's how these get power from. So this card, for example, if you control a Zenovator monster, special this card. If this card is normal or special, banish face down the top 2 cards of your deck. It's like banish 1 face down, banish 2 face down. It's not enough. So remember at the beginning of the video when I said there's a very huge problem with this deck? This card banishes 2 face down cards. This card banishes 1 face down. Yeah, and then you can add a face down card. That's 1 or 2. You're getting lucky. Can you guys please tell me a card right now that banishes 10 face down cards or 8 face down cards? That's where this deck will become incredibly problematic. When you're playing cards like Desires and Gizmek, you have all your banished face down cards already. That's when these cards will become crazy. When you randomly, luckily draw Pot of Desires, these cards will become crazy good value. But what if you don't draw Desires? You just insta lose in the spot. I don't know how this deck will be built, you know, properly, but I could see this deck being built kind of like maybe 50-ish cards potentially, you know what I'm saying? Like a little larger than 40, because you're gonna deck out a lot if you're playing 40, but you're gonna play, I'm gonna get into each of these one by one, but you know, when you have cards like Gizmek or Desires that outright banish 8 or 10 and then do something else after, Gizmek whatever summons, but Desires you're drawing 2 and then banishing 10, the extra deck banish pile is your friend. It's like a second deck. It's like a second hand. You know, we all wish we had 2 decks, if you know what I'm saying, but 1 will suffice for most people. And if you're playing this deck, you have the extra deck and your face down, sorry, your deck and then your face down pile. So for this, each of them have value. So for this card, it's if you control no monsters, it's an extender special summon if you control no monsters. This card normal special, banish the face down. And now you want to pay attention to the third part of each of them. That's where I'm going to go to each. During your main phase, add up to 2 of your face down banished Zenovators. Pretty good, but I love this part. You ready? Also, you cannot activate cards or effects for the rest of the turn except Zenovators. Good. So that means you're either going to draw your Desires, you're going to hard draw your Desires, you're going to hard draw Small World, or you're going to hard draw your Gizmek immediately. Desires in Small World are, I could see being better than Gizmek, but because Gizmek does nothing after, it just summons the board, cool bro. But whereas the Desires in Small World at least do that. Potentially, I don't see the deck playing extra, but I see Desire Small World, but this will add 2 of them. Now the question is, okay, adding any time a card that says special for free, add 2 cards, typically it's pretty damn good. It says special for free, add 2 cards. Okay, but what could these cards do if you're locked into Zenovator? So let's keep going and seeing what this could do, and I'll show you guys as we continue in the video what could this bridge into and do after. If you control a Zenovator monster, special this card from your hand. If this card is normal special, banish 2. During your main phase, add up to 2 face down Zenovator spells or traps. So far, assuming you draw Desires or Small World, this is looking pretty good. If you draw Desires or Small World, E-Telly is pretty good as well, because E-Telly, they're all psychics. But let's keep going. I want to see if this could do something viable, because if it just sits there with the towers that they have, it's not viable enough. I want there to be real Zenovator interactions on the opponent's turn turn for it to be a viable deck. Let's continue. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special discard from your hand. So most of the time, if you're going first on turn 0, you're probably normal summoning this unless you're specialing it by other effects. Discard normal special, banish face down top 3. So you guys see this right now? Level 1 banishes 1. Level 2 banishes 2. Level 3 banishes 3. It's an easy way to remember this. During your main phase special, when you're face down, banish level 5 or higher. That is beautiful because it goes up very high. So that means the level 7 banishes 7. So you're able, if you banish the level 7 from your deck, you're able to summon this and then special the one that banishes 7 from your thing, from your banish pile, and then summon that and then it banishes 7. I really hope there's some Zenovator interruptions though, because if you're just summoning bodies that banish that do nothing, the deck just does a whole bunch of nothing. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo just dribbling in a circle doing nothing. Even though I love Ronaldo, you know, it's like you're just doing a whole bunch of nothing unless they have real interaction. So let's stick with me here. Hold! We gotta see if there's some interruptions here. So now we're level 4. If your opponent specials a monster, special this card from your hand. Hold up. We might be cooking here, guys, because all I see here says quick effects. If your opponent specials a monster, hand trap, special this card. If this card is normal special, banish the top 4 cards of your deck. Is this Havness? Zenovator Havness? Zenovator Havness? Is this tier limit? During your opponent's main phase, oh god, it's actually tier limit. Special one of your face down, banish level 5 or higher Zenovator monsters. Guys, this might actually be tier limit from Temu, but let's figure out. It's like tier limit mixed with Gizmek cards. So during your so on the opponent's turn when they special, you could special this card, banish 4 from the top of your deck. If you get lucky and banish level 5 or higher, this can then special that and then banish 7 more on their turn. Let's see if these do anything. All right, now the level 5 or higher, you can reveal this card in your hand, banish it face down, and if you do, add one of your face down banish Zenoverse cards, and then you could special it. So as you see, the deck actually really badly needs you to begin banishing before you play. You actually need to draw Desires or Small World or you're fucked. If you begin your turn without Desires or Small World or Gizmek or one of, or Italia, I guess, or the beginning cards, and then don't get lucky on the first banish, you might be fucked. You actually need to start with Desires or those type of cards, or else this deck does nothing. I will not be confused if Konami randomly release a card that says like add Desires from your deck or some shit. Anyways, yeah, new card. Activate this card and then add Pot of Greed from your ban zone or Pot of Desires if you're playing this deck. So I like that it's like different mechanics, but so far, guys, there is potential to this deck a lot. There's potential, but hold! Like Braveheart, we gotta see here if it actually does something. So let's keep it going. There needs to be some interrupts here. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, shuffle one of your face. Yo, what the heck? Ask and use shall receive. This actually, if this starts with Desire just tomorrow, this deck could be fucking scary. I mean that, guys. Banish face down top 4 cards of your deck. Ready? Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster, this is an interruption. Quick effect, shuffle one of your banish face down Zenovator monsters with the same attribute. Oh my god, that's ass. Why did I have to say this? And it doesn't even destroy? Okay, so this negates, but it doesn't destroy, and I have to send a Zenovator with the same attribute. Oh my god, that is actually ass. Let's continue. There needs to be more. It's just only the first high level monster. During the main phase, is this another hand trap? During the main phase, quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, banish it face down, and if you do special, one of your face down, banish Zenovator monsters. How the fuck are you gonna banish this on the opponent's turn though? If this card is normal or special, banish face down the top 6 cards. Other Zenovator cards you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target them. Listen, guys, I think this is ass, personally. I don't like cards like this. Fake towers. Every deck has something. Hold on. No, this is once per turn because it says you can only use this card's name you can only use this once. So if we have 3 of these bad boys here, we're gonna get 3 negates somehow. All right, I don't know if I'm playing 3 of this, but as a Brick Central potentially. But this deck, I could see this deck being Brick Central. However, it's a deck that if it plays, you better know what it does because you'd be screwed. Okay, so level 6 is mid. Sorry to tell you guys, but next, quick effect. I love it. You can reveal this card in one of the Zenovator in your hand, banish both face down if you do draw 2. This deck has a bunch. It's all hand traps. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in one of the. Yo, I'm actually believing in this deck a lot right now. Banish them face down if you do draw 2. If you start with this and then get the red guy to level 4, and then you could summon this and banish 7. Once per quick effect, you shuffle one of your face down, banish Zenovator monster into the deck, shuffle one monster with the same attribute. Yo, this deck's actually fire. This deck's fire. Yo, this deck has serious potential. I mean it. It needs some good extra deck and some good spell. Level 8 better be the best one here. Okay, if this card is normal or special, banish face down the top 8 cards. Gains these effect based on the total number of banished cards. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Quick effect, target. Yo, guys, why does this card say not? Wait, this is once per turn, right? Yeah, once per turn. Okay, once per turn. During your opponent's end phase, add one of your face down. Okay, skip both players' draw phase. 40. Now, okay, unless this deck has a way to also skip the main phase, I don't love this card. If the deck has a way to skip the main phase and the draw phase, they go straight to end phase. Well, battle phase and then end phase, I believe, right? Yes, it goes to end phase. So unless they have a way to skip main phase, this both players skip draw 40 plus is irrelevant. During your main phase, add one of your face down banish cards to Zenovator. How am I going to get them banished though? Activate this card by banishing 5 face down cards from the top. Got it. Okay, I like that. I like that. The first part, I like that. So you activate this card and you banish 5 face down cards from your graveyard and or the top of the deck, and then you add one. I like that because if I like that. Okay, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your turn. While you can, and you have what? Can you just don't make this effect. just don't even print this. Just save the printing paper. Just don't even write this fucking line. What do I know? I'm not a Konami super secret agent or anything according to the internet. Let's move forward here. If your opponent, okay, a trap. I want a good ass interrupt. Okay, look, guys, this has potential so far. It feels like it's missing some Cool Tune Rotary. You know what I'm saying? This deck actually right now feels like it's like one Cool Tune Rotary off, but it also needs some interruptions, real interruptions on the opponent's turn. So this trap might hit the second part, but it looks like it's missing a wave of like one Cool Tune Rotary auto win, reveal your hand, and like special 10 from deck type shit like Rotary. Okay, let me read this trap. Okay, if your opponent normally specials a monster, you can target one of them. Choose one of your base and match the same attribute. Either add to your special offer versus your opponent you cannot choose the same attribute again. And you cannot activate cards or effects. I'm extremely confused. And then what? If your opponent normal or special as a monster, you can target one of them. Choose one of your face down banished Zenovator monsters to match either add card or special it. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot choose the same attribute again with this effect. Wait a second. Okay, hold up. Let me just confirm something here. So this can special like 5 or add 5 times on the opponent's turn if it wants. There's no once per turn. Because if this card, if it's not once per turn, it's a great card. If it's once per turn, if anyone plays this card, I'm blocking them. I don't see once per turn anywhere on this card. If your opponent normal or special is a monster, target one of them. Choose one of your banished face down Zenovator and either add it to your hand, and for the rest of the turn you can choose the same attribute again. This card is broken. This card is broken. This card is broken. This card says add or special 8 times. So the point of this deck is you want to banish. Oh wait, the small guys and the big guys have the same attribute. So we got dark, light, water, fire. Okay, so we got the dark. So there's 2 darks, 2 lights, and 1 of each attribute. That's fine. So this resolves 6 times. That's actually very nice. So that's very good. So the point of this deck is you want cards like Gizmek or this. Oh no, you're gonna want Gizmek, not Eater Millions. You want Gizmek, Desires, Small World. Those are your best friends. You want Gizmek, Small World, Desires. You want to set up the turn so you banish every single Xenoverse card, and you want to basically add or special 6 of them with the trap card. You want to essentially get to the point where you could trigger each of these interactions, but there's still a massive problem. There's not enough interruptions. There's just not enough interruptions. I see this deck has serious potential because it operates differently mechanic wise from every deck. There's real potential with this deck. I could see potentially Italy, but even then it doesn't do much. I think this deck needs to have a serious extra deck play prior to even using any of these cards when you're locked into Zenovator. The fact that this deck doesn't have an extra deck Zenovator card is interesting. That shows me in the future, here's what I believe will happen. This deck will get released and will do jack shit to begin. And then I think Konami are going to wait and see how it goes. They're going to wait and see how it goes. They're going to be like, do the people love this deck, yes or no? If the people find a liking to this deck, Zenovator Rotary. Effect! Reveal your opponent's hand, give them a new hairline, and you get 4 negates. All while also getting a girlfriend. They're going to release this next level broken card that's going to get banned one day, or power crap. But that's what I see happening if you guys like it. Now this is another effect. Once per battle, doing damage calc if your Zenovator monster battles opponent's monster and you have no cards in. Why? Just why, Konami? Why? Just don't print. And you have no cards in your deck. Just don't print. Just don't print this. Just don't print it. And you have no cards in your deck. So this is what this card says. You guys ready? Once per battle, during damage calculation, if your Zenovator monster battles an opponent's monster, and if Sydney Sweeney replies to your DM and is down for the threesome with Olivia Dunn, then in that case, you can make that opponent's monster attack become 0. Thank you, Konami. I appreciate it. I declined the threesome though because I love my wife and I'll never do it. But for the other people watching. And that's the gist of this deck. It's pretty good. It's okay, but it's lacking way too many interruptions. Let's now move over to the deck here that according to Yugioh organization over here, it says let it ride. Let it ride is not like I know there's some of you out there that would, but don't. They're 2-dimensional, guys. Trust. Don't do it. Anyways, let's explain now what these cards do. When you draw this card, reveal it, special it. If this card is in your hand, you can place one other card from your hand or face up field on the bottom of the deck, special this card. During the main phase quick effect, you can draw 1 card. You cannot add cards from the deck until you activate this effect. Okay, so they both have very specific mechanics that is different than normal Yu-Gi-Oh decks right now. I like that because it makes it so it's different style of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's, you know, Cool Toon's like gimmick per se is that they're all tuners are extenders. You could summon and even throw an imperm. The condition is you could synchro from hand. They all have, every deck has a cool thing, you know, Malice banishes, you know, Roll Add bricks, you know, Cool Toon, they're all extenders. They're like, every deck has their thing. And this deck's thing is Gamba Casino. You like the casino, you'll probably like this. This deck has the banish gimmick, banish face down, bullshit, whatever. But there's one big aspect of this deck that I want to discuss. It's how broken this card is. And I'm going to show it right now before I show what each of them do. They're all casino aspect. And I read this deck, but I want to quickly explain this. Raise Moon Starter Squeeze. Not to be confused with Blood Moon, which is one of the hardest quests in all of old school RuneScape, and I just can't pull it off. But one day I will. Anywho, back to this. Raise Moon Starter Squeeze. Your opponent you cannot add cards from the deck to the hand during the duel you activate this card's effect. I'm glad it at least had that. Okay, I'm glad it at least had something that makes it a little less powerful. I'll tell you what the next part of the garbage decks in this deck in Yu-Gi-Oh that don't add. If your deck doesn't add, your deck is probably ass. However, in the future, you guys have to stick with me here, okay? Konami released this card not for tomorrow, not for today, not for tomorrow, not for the future, not even for when this deck comes out. This card is not released to be played in this deck. This card was released because in the future, on my crystal ball, they're gonna release a deck that just never adds. It draws only and is like super good tier 1. And then this card will be $1,000 because, you ready? It's Shared Ride as a hand trap. Max C, welcome back. This is Max C. This card is literally Max C, but instead of special summoning, it's each time a card is added to your opponent's hand, draw one card. Shared Ride as a hand trap. Now, according to the internet, I'm a super secret Konami agent made to push every expensive card or something. There will be a time, one of the best decks in the world, I'm telling you right now, get utterly annihilated by this card while like being able to play it. This card will be a Starlight. It'll be a secret, lowest rarity. It's the new Charmy, but it's called Raise Moon Starter Squeeze. This time is not now. You know, this card locks you, by the way. Remember, this card locks you. But there will be a time where you could play this card. Your deck doesn't add, and it like fully combats like the best deck or something. It's gonna be $100. You're gonna have this card and Droll, and this is so unhealthy for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'll explain why it's so unhealthy for Yu-Gi-Oh. Because either you draw this card, either you draw Droll, and that's your winning strategy going second. It's like your strategy to win going second is I'm gonna draw Droll, I'm gonna draw this, or I'm just gonna scoop. Guys, this is not Pokemon. This is Yu-Gi-Oh. This is not a dice roll simulator. You should build your deck, not hoping, please, I want two things. I want a girlfriend, and I want to draw Raise Moon Starter Squeeze. You should build your deck to win going second regardless, not praying that you draw a hand trap that lingers for the whole turn. These lingering hand traps are the worst thing to happen to Yu-Gi-Oh. Are you happy when you get Dimension Shifter? Even people that play Dimension Shifter know how toxic that card is. Or Max C. Like praying, anyone that says, oh, Max C is good for the game because it puts combo decks in check. The only thing that you should check is check into a mental institution. Max C is the worst card for Yu-Gi-Oh. As is Dimension Shifter. Even Droll. I'll tell you the best cards for Yu-Gi-Oh. Dominus Purge, Dominus Impulse. These hand traps are so powerful. Even side frames. Release more hand traps that are 1-for-1, but are godly hand traps. You guys ever got Impulse before? It's a wonderful hand trap. It's a great hand trap. Purge as well. People would play, I played Purge at Nats in my Cool Toon deck, purposely ignoring my whole extra deck. I'll just kill you, OTK. Knowing because that's how good Purge is. People are willing to play Driver and side frames because Delta and Gamma are that damn good. They say negate a monster spell. So what Konami should do is release more cards like that. Powerful 1-for-1 hand traps that negate anything. That is way better and more healthy than a lingering hand trap that stops 10 cards. That's not good Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just toxic, like, casino gambling. Like, you're the worst deck building. It's like the worst deck builder, seriously. It's just the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not real Yu-Gi-Oh! Real skill Yu-Gi-Oh! Is you have 3 hand traps. Your opponent has, like, 3 extenders. And you have to, what hand trap are you going to use when? It shows skill in the game. How much knowledge do you have? Are you gonna Veiler my Rico? I might have KTS, or maybe I save KTS to do it in draw phase. Now it's like real thinking and skill is involved. Where do you hand trap? When do you do it? Do you keep Ghost Ogre going second against Cool Toon, or do you side it out because it's dog shit? Harmonia, Ogre, they're dog shit against Cool Toon. I want negation hand traps. Makes it so where's your combination? Okay, let's see. You keep Ghost Ogre. Do you Ghost Ogre chain Imperm on the Rico, or do you save? Or do you not in case they have Veiler? Like this is real actual actual skill. This is not you're trying to think of your opponent's deck better than they know their deck themselves. Should I activate Droll now? Should I Moltarmi Fualos? It's not skill at all. And just Fualos got power crept. Who would have fucking thought that day would come? Anyways, enough of my little rant there. But this card, anything that says lingering for the whole turn, I'm glad it had this aspect where it's like at least there's a lock, but it's just not healthy. I don't care. The day will come when there will be a deck that does not give a fuck about adding cards, so you're gonna play it. And there'll be a day that, you know, the other top deck in the meta just adds a bunch. So you're gonna play this and Droll and the game's over. That's not healthy Yu-Gi-Oh! Anything that's lingering is not healthy. I don't care if there's a lingering hand trap that says for the rest of this turn, Trif Gaming has a hairline. I won't play it. Anything that says lingering is just awful. It's just awful. It's not good Yu-Gi-Oh! Period. 1-for-1 hand traps, even if there was a 2-for-1. Songs of the Dominator is broken in the decks I could play. Yeah, even that's too broken. There's a reason why it says you can't use monster effects, right? Even do that. I'll give you that. You can have that. You can have a 2-for-1 hand trap. But to have a Droll or a Maxi or Fuhua that a lingering shifter, guys, it's just so unhealthy. It's like the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like if the only way I win is if I open my 1-of shifter, please, shifter, please. Like, you should have a real strategy. Like, at this point, Mystic Mind has been around for a while, guys. Like, at this point, you should have a real strategy for it. Shout out the second best player in the world, Jesse Cotton. All right, I'm gonna finish up rather quickly here for each of these. This deck is super mid, okay? I just wanted to show that aspect because that card is the most important part here. Both of these decks are mid, but this deck has potential. Right now, this deck's ass, Zenovator, but, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. If you look at Zeno from Dragon Ball Super, what, do you think that person looks menacing? No, but that's the Omni King, brother. He could, with the, like Thanos, he could whoop Thanos' ass if he wanted to, you know? But anywho, let's read these cards super quick to end off this video. When you draw this card, reveal it special. You can normal this card without tributing. This card's on 7. If this card normal special man, you draw 1 card. Just ass. All this is ass, but it's very similar. It's like a mirror of this, but it draw special instead of banish. One side note, this loses timing for a few cards. Like Pot of Sloth, this loses timing. You know, there's some draw cards where they just loses timing, which is why I don't like it. They should have just, you know what this deck should have done? Like, it should have just been fine. Any draw, even a draw for turn, anything. It should, like, draw 5 to start the game. It should be for any draw, this should exist, but it's fine. Dog shit. If this card's special, you can target one of your monster opponents and place the body. Discard 1 card, draw the dog shit. Just dog shit. Dog shit. Dog shit. Dog shit. Dog shit. Dog shit. This has more potential because the thing with this is if this deck has one crazy cool tune rotary type of card, I'm telling you, this deck is broken. One moment, if this deck operates on if you draw, guys, does it work on your draw 5? You could special all these. So this is one aspect. I don't know how that would work. I don't think so because it'll be a game mechanic. You just draw 5. I don't think this will work on draw 5. There's no way, because if it did that, then turn 0 combos, 0 card combos is here. There's no way. I refuse. And you're watching this YouTube video, you guys got this far, you know, let me know. But there's just no way. Like, it's a game mechanic. You just draw 5. But if this could draw, if you could special 4 cards from your hand immediately when the game begins, is different. The deck will then have potential, but there's no way that's a thing. Until that game mechanic Master Rule 7 changes, then that deck's ass. But this deck, I'm telling you, it's missing a cool tune rotary, Zenovator rotary, that is super, super, super broken. And this deck, I believe, has more potential. Also, insta dying to Lancia, but it is what it is. That never stopped Malice. So that's it for this video. 30-minute banger here to just explain every single card of these. I went more in depth in Zenovator because I believe it has more potential than this deck. Sorry, all the people that like waifus or whatever the heck. Like, just be normal, okay? Just be normal. We're not going to talk about these. But this deck's okay. This is the biggest problem for me with this deck. I really think it has a little too much potential in the future. Someone's going to play some stun deck that just like, you can't search, bro. I activate shit, right? We're getting losers, bro. Just be normal, guys. Play good decks like Pendulum, all right? Thank you guys for watching the video. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. TSX1.com down below for Supreme Pro sleeves. Meta 5, going to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! And not be a Supreme Bomb. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.